Hi, it's Grace, and today we're going to make a Biscoff marshmallow caramel cheesecake and just find out if I can tweak this taste.com.au recipe just a little bit to make it even more delicious. So we have marshmallows, lots of packs of Biscoff, Biscoff spread, and I got a tub of Betty Crocker Creamy Deluxe frosting in salted caramel flavour because I thought that might be good in it too. So we need a game plan. So for starters, I don't like just butter and biscuit base. I think it's a bit gross, so I'm going to add either a little bit of condensed milk or a little bit of this just to like hold it together without being disgusting. So maybe this isn't quite like as liquid as condensed milk, so I don't know, maybe a little bit of this. And I thought I'd melt just a couple of tablespoons of that to mix up in it as well. And instead of using gelatin, I'm going to use marshmallows, and then I'm not sure how I'm going to decorate the top. I'll think about that while I'm going. So for starters, we need 2 packs of biscuits for the base. Those can be for decoration. I still don't know, maybe I should open this and see if I like the consistency. Oh my gosh, that smells amazing. Okay, maybe just a little bit of that in there instead of like all the butter. And I think we should just get to crushing biscuits. I have a mini blender to crush biscuits. I know I was holding this in the thumbnail, but I just don't think that I have the strength for that today. So blender it is, and okay, I'll get all my ingredients organized and I'll be back to make the base. This recipe needs 100 grams of butter, so I've got 80 grams of butter. I was going to do 20 grams of frosting. I don't know how that's going to go, but I figure I'm going to try because it sounds freaking delicious and much better than regular. I'll just try and make it go through the butter a little bit. The butter's a bit warm, so hopefully it'll just melt nicely in there. Okay, pour it into you. Alright, that is mixed together very nicely. It seems a bit wet. That's concerning to me because it would put moisture back in the cheesecake. But that's just 100 grams, so I don't think it was the icing's fault. But yeah, that's really moist and weird. We'll see how it goes. I know everything calls for a springform pan, but I kind of wanted like a slice because I think, oh, where are they, you? I could put like whole biscuits really nicely just all the way across the top. Might not work, you might have too much mixture, but I will deal with that when we get there. I can always make, I've got little silicone patties, I can always make tiny cheesecakes. That would be really cute. That is really good. I am so worried about that layer being too wet that I'm going to put a layer of dry cookies over the top of that. Hopefully that will soak up some of the moisture and it won't go into the cheesecake, so hopefully that will set. You never know. When you're playing around with measurements, sometimes you mess things up. But I think it's fun. Oh my gosh, it's one of those days. That would be too moist because I forgot to put all those crushed biscuits in it. So I'm going to have to take it out and mix it up and try again. I had just washed everything so that I could make the inner part of the cheesecake. So I guess I'll have to wash it all again. But that's okay. Now that looks like a cheesecake base. Alright, we'll try that again. But now it is literally double the mixture. I think it's going to be way too much. So maybe I should just halve it. Okay. We'll go with about half in that one. And then I might have to make little ones because that sounds so good. Alrighty, we will put a few of these out. I don't know how many it's going to make. We'll try that for a start. So the middle of the cheesecake is gelatin thickened cream, cream cheese, caster sugar, Biscoff spread, and warm water. And I don't know how. I thought I grabbed 3 of these to make cheesecake and I only have 2. So I'm gonna have to mess with the ingredients just a tiny bit, which is just so annoying. Oh, and also I don't have caster sugar. I could blend up white sugar, but that seems like a lot of effort right now as well. So this is going to be interesting. Why is it in a roll? That's really weird. I've only bought cream cheese in like blocks. That's super annoying. I hate this packaging. Okay, that sucked. I only had 2/3 of the cream cheese I needed, so I had to alter the recipe a little bit. And I didn't have caster sugar, so I put some regular sugar in the blender. I don't think it's quite fine enough, but it was better than it was. And last but not least, I really was not sure how many marshmallows to put in, so it's got 10. I was trying to look up online like to see if anyone substituted gelatin for marshmallows anywhere, and it's not easy to find. So if anyone knows the exact marshmallow to gelatin like replacement, let me know. It's probably not a thing, and I'll just have to keep experimenting, which is fine. Alright, little ones out of the way, and oh well, that's good. Alright, so the recipe calls for 200 grams of the Biscoff spread with some cream and water in it, and it looks disgusting. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it said to blob it all around and then use a skewer, which I should probably put down, to make a pretty pattern in it. And I've also got some of the caramel frosting, and I might just do a little bit of that too. And not too much caramel. Whoop. That stuff's really good. And a layer of cookies on the top. Whoop. Try and leave enough room in between for a knife, or maybe try and fit as many on the top as I can. There we go. Ooh, I think it looks beautiful. Oh, and that's still moving. All right, better finish these. Good morning, it's the next day. So I already know what this tastes like. A lot. I cut up the loaf and I took a couple of pictures and I ate that slice, and I dropped the rest off on my friend's doorstep so her and her kids could have some lovely dessert last night. And this is my breakfast this morning, so I was going to share it with you. So that's what the little ones turned out like. Oh, and they didn't set for ages, and I was convinced they weren't set at all. Ooh, making a mess. But that was because the stuff I put on the top is kind of gooey. But the cheesecake seems to have set reasonably well with like 10 marshmallows. So maybe if you wanted a firmer one, like 12, 15, I don't know. It's a fun experiment though. All right, whoop. You can kind of see the layers. I don't know if that is going to pick up on camera. Maybe I should try and get a better shot of that for you. I'm so glad I didn't have enough cream cheese. That would have been a cheesecake to feed like 12, 15 people. It would have been, yeah, just way too much. So I ended up, I can't remember, maybe it was 8 or 10 of these little ones and a big loaf. So bigger than that, you're going to be feeding a lot of people with that recipe. I don't really need a spoon. This is what I did last time. And it worked really well. Next time I'm going to make it without the caramel just to see if it's a bit different, but I love caramel, so I'm pretty sure that it was a really good inclusion. And the marshmallow seemed to have worked like super well. It wouldn't be like as firm as using all the gelatin as opposed to gelatin in marshmallows, but I really enjoyed it, and I think everyone should try and make it and let me know if you like it. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!